Hello everyone, welcome to our timeless oracle reading. Our oracle card for today belongs to the Shamanic Healing Oracle cards, and the card for today is entitled Slow but Steady. There's a time for everything. When we look at the picture of this card, there is the moon, and what I see are the trees under the moon. The cycles of the moon is sort of like it's called a cycle because it is something that repeats itself, and every cycle or every stage of the cycle of the moon has a special effect to us and to everything around it. One good example are the waves in the sea or in the ocean. Depending on the cycles of the moon, the tides are also affected. For us people also, the different stages in the cycles of the moon affects how we respond or how we react to our life situation. Now, it's very important to know that this cycle repeats itself. So it's not only one process that the moon undergoes, but it's a regular cyclic process. Every month, every year, there is a cycle that we follow. The cycle of the moon constantly repeats itself. But there is a certain uniqueness also in each cycle. Now, when we look at the lower card, the lower part of the card, we see here a spiral. And for me, it makes me think of our spiritual growth, our transformation, our spiritual journey. It's like the cycle of the moon. Our growth or our spiritual journey is a spiral. We follow a certain cycle, just as we follow the cycles of the moon. And every cycle has its own effect on us. In fact, in the spiral, we slowly grow, but there we follow a certain path or a certain period before certain things happen to us. Everything has its time. The cycle of spiritual growth comes with a sort of like a waking up moment, which can be symbolized by a tower moment. And then that awakening moment is followed by a moment of pause wherein we start to heal or we start to learn the new lessons. And then in that silent moment, we undergo some transformation. After that, we go to a cycle wherein we are able to use the new gifts or the new lessons or the new transformation that we have received. So there is a moment of sort of like an examination or implementation of the new gift. And then afterwards, there is another pause so that we can assimilate the lessons of the experience. And then the cycle renews itself. So there is a constant cycle, and we need to respect that cycle. We need to be patient. We need to follow the flow. When we are patient, then our growth and our transformation is a beautiful one. When we hurry things, then we sometimes miss some important parts in that process of growth. So there is a need for us to follow and respect the cycles of life. It is slow, but it is steady, and the growth is assured as long as we go with the flow, as long as we patiently follow the cycle of life. So let's try to read from the handbook that accompanies this card so that we can understand more how it is to go with the flow, how it is to patiently follow the slow and steady process of growth and transformation. Slow but steady. Do not rush the situation. More often than not, divine timing or our timing are not the same, or More often than not, divine timing and our timing are not the same. When you try to speed up a life experience, a relationship, or even a project, you circumvent necessary experiences or lessons along the way that will contribute to a perfect outcome. Know that wherever you are in this situation, it is the perfect place for you to be. If this place is causing you anxiety, perfect. Now you can look within and ask yourself why. What are your fears surrounding this perceived delay in getting to where you want to go? What is the worst that can happen? What is the best that can happen? What if we remove the words best and worst and just let things unfold at their own pace without attaching judgment? So we need to go with the pace of the divine. As it was said in the earlier part, more often than not, divine timing and our personal timing are not the same. Sometimes we hurry things, and so we preempt the beautiful changes that are happening in us. So it's important for us to really go with the flow, even if the flow is slow, because it is slow but steady and sure. Well, that's it for today. I hope you were able to benefit from our Timeless Oracle reading. Thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.